All right. Rob, thanks a lot. I want to welcome everyone to our webinar today. My name is John Ferencik. I'm here with Les Lehman, and we want to thank everyone for taking the time to spend with us today. I can assure you the time we spent together today is going to be well worth your time. Now, with that being said, we have some exciting news about a revolutionary new prescription drug program that we're launching that is going to be disrupting the prescription drug industry and will be the go-to product when it comes to prescription drugs in America. I hope everyone, after hearing about the program, you folks are going to be as excited about the opportunity and being part of this as we are. The name of the game-changing prescription drug program is RxCare America. First off, I want to let everyone know this is not one of those prescription drug cards. This is an actual prescription drug program. The program is not insurance, is not designed as an insurance product, but rather a pharmacy program. And this is done by design, and that's part of the beauty of the program, because by doing so, we did not have to deal with the insurance departments in each state, and I'm going to explain to you the importance of that a little bit later on. However, we are licensed in all 50 states, plus Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So you have the ability to go anywhere in the country with this program. Also, by not filing this as an insurance plan and not having to deal with the DOIs and the related costs associated with insurance premiums, we didn't have to deal with such things as claims reserves, which may take, as you folks know, 80 to 85% of insurance premiums, premium taxes, and all other miscellaneous insurance-related costs associated with high insurance premiums. And by removing those costs from the equation and not designing this as an insurance product, we were able to design this program so that everybody in America can afford it, and more importantly, should have it. And you're going to see what I mean a little bit later on. However, before we get started, I'm going to take a minute and give you a little bit of background about where we started and how we got here. The product was originally designed to meet the needs of the uninsured and the underinsured. And I'm sure we all know individuals that cannot afford insurance, or for that matter, have watered down policies that really don't pay a whole lot when it comes to their prescription coverage. Consequently, there are too many people in this country that need medications that just can't afford to take them, because either they don't have insurance and the medications are too costly, or their coverage doesn't pay for them at all. Now, as a result of this, people are going without getting their much needed prescriptions filled, or if they're able to come up with money to pay for their meds, they're splitting pills in half so they last longer, which really defeats the purpose of taking medications in the first place. That's not how we should be taking care of our society, especially today with prescription costs skyrocketing out of control and fully insured prescription plans being too expensive and cost prohibitive to the consumer. And the people that should be taking care of us, the government, is doing nothing to help. Folks, we realized there has to be a better way. And as we dug deeper into analyzing not only the uninsured and the underinsured market, we also realized the lack of prescription coverage in both the under and over 65 health insurance markets. ACA plans with high deductibles and people that are not getting subsidies or getting partial subsidies. The Christian sharing plans that are out there, short-term meds, and indemnity plans all have glaring gaps when it comes to prescription coverage. If you remember earlier, when I said the program was not filed as an insurance product by design, here is another benefit of that. In the over 65 market, although prescription coverage is available, for those that need medications, there's also an issue with prescription costs when they hit that infamous donut hole in their coverage. Plus, this is also a cost-effective benefit for small businesses and the self-employed, as well as large groups that may be self-funded. This is a great way to help control their prescription costs, which in turn is going to reduce their claims experience and premium costs, as well as the amount they have to set aside for reserves. Also, this program is great for associations and unions. Folks, there is no limit to who you can sell this prescription drug program to. Remember this, folks. Everyone is looking for an answer for the high cost of prescriptions. You now have an affordable solution. And unlike all these other health companies that are competing with each other and beating each other up every day for the same clients, we've created our own vertical, our own niche, where there is zero competition. It's important that you understand this point, we're not competing with any insurance company's health products. We are a complement and a supplement to these products. And if your client doesn't have insurance, we're able to provide an affordable solution to their prescription needs. So let's talk about some of the additional benefits of this revolutionary prescription program. Now, folks, this program covers 90% of the most used drugs in America for $5. It's available for both the under and over 65 markets. We have transparent and predictable pricing. Folks, it's $5. It's guaranteed acceptance. There's no pre-X or there's no waiting period. We have an electronic application submission process, and it's immediate issue. There's no waiting. For those of you that may be in different markets, there's no Social Security number required. It's approved for telesales. There are no claim forms that have to be filled out. It's available in both the English and Spanish markets, and you can sell year-round. This isn't some open enrollment period. Your open enrollment is 365, 24/7. Now, one of the things I do want to make very clear is, as I mentioned before, this is not an insurance product. So the language that you use when you're talking to your client has to be a little bit different. You can't call it a plan. You can't call it what they're paying premiums, right? This is a membership. These are dues. So we have to make sure that we don't use the insurance language because you don't want to get in trouble or misrepresent anything and the DOI find out that you're working the gray area. This is not an insurance product. This is not a discount card. This is a prescription program, folks, and that's the beauty of it. So how is this going to benefit you? Well, first of all, the program can be sold by itself. It can be sold as a freestanding product. The program is also a must-have add-on and game-changing supplemental benefit. Remember, as I said before, folks, we're not competing with these other health products. We are a complement and a supplement. The program is also a great door opener and lead generator. How many people do you talk to on a daily or weekly basis that are frustrated with the high prices of prescriptions or the lack of coverage in their health program? Folks, this is a great door opener and it's a great lead generator. And once you get in the door with the Argus Care America program, well, you then develop the relationship with that client and you can sell additional lines of business after that. The other nice thing is, since it is not an insurance product, you don't need to be licensed to sell this program. We have a good friend of ours that is a big property and casualty P&C producer. He's got thousands and thousands of clients, but he's not life and health licensed. He loves the fact that this isn't an insurance product because now he can have his assistants, talk to his database or prospect his database and not have to worry about having a 215 or 218 or whatever it's called in your state, a health and life license. Folks, you're never going to walk away from a sale with this product, and that's the beauty of it. Now, the Argus Care America program, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the program. I call it a 5+1 program. There are 5+1 components to the Argus Care America program, and we're going to delve into each of them during this call. The acute medications, which is immediate need, chronic medications, which are considered maintenance medications, over-the-counter, or the acronym is now OTC, diabetes. Folks, we have the most robust and benefit-rich diabetes program in the country, bar none, on both the type 1 and the type 2 diabetes. We also have a pharmacy consulting and coaching program available, plus a patient assistance program. So with that being said, let's talk about our acute medication program. This is the immediate need. This is when you go see your doctor and your doctor says, John, here's a prescription for erythromycin. Go down to your local pharmacy and get it filled. Well, guess what, folks? You can do that. You take your e-card, or if you want to print out your Argus Care America card, you go down to your local pharmacy, and folks, we have over 64,000 pharmacies participating with us, both the big box chains as well as the mom and pops. For a $5 payment, and it's not a co-payment because, again, remember, folks, this isn't insurance. For a $5 payment, you can pick up that prescriptions. And we cover 90% of the most used drugs in America. And the nice thing about it also, folks, is there's no claim form, and your client is not going to be balance billed. So it's clean, it's simple, and it's going to be a great consumer experience. Les, wouldn't you say we have a fantastic acute medication or immediate need program?
Yeah, I think it's well, it's one that's very unique. Also, a lot of other programs that are out there, or they don't offer the opportunity to go to your local pharmacy. One of the things that we don't change here is the habit of the consumer. We're not trying to force you to go across town or go to some other pharmacy you're not used to. Go to the same pharmacy you've always used, present your card, and leave with that prescription for $5. And it's not like, as you said earlier, it's not your typical sort of discount card that they're always trying to, at the point of sale, try to change you and offer a card that has a better pricing. This is an actual processed claim with your name on the card and all your dependents and all those things if you use it for your family. It's a very unique opportunity, and it's really nice, and it's predictable pricing. There is no risk to a group or a company that may offer it. Let's say you're sold to a small company and they paid for the card or something along those lines. There's no risk to them. There's no balance bill. It is a final payment. That $5 is all that medication costs anybody. That makes it pretty interesting.
Well, thank you, Les. Now, that's the first component. Let's talk about the next component, are chronic medications, which this is the maintenance medications. So it may be high blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication. And folks, one thing, and we're going to be going through the website, and I'm going to be showing you the formulary. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised because we covered 24 therapeutic classes. So these aren't some drugs we just picked off the street and threw them into a program. And with our chronic medication program, folks, for a 90-day supply, and this is home delivery, from our pharmacy floor right to your front door, this is a home delivery program, folks, for $5 a month. And we try to keep consistent in our pricing. Again, if you remember, I talked about transparency. We're very transparent in our pricing. It's going to be $5 a month. So for a 90-day supply, it's going to be $15. And again, we're covering 90% of the most used drugs in America. And it is home delivery via the United States Postal Service. And let me take a minute and talk about the importance of that, folks. You know, I can't speak for your area, but down here where we live, we have what's known as porch pirates. And on the evening news, probably 2 or 3 times every week, we see a story about somebody gets their package delivered, whether by some of these other delivery services, and they may have these doorbell cameras, and they video people coming and picking up their packages. The packages are gone. Well, guess what, folks? If you have a prescription delivered and somebody takes it for a 90-day supply, you're out of luck. That's why we deliver it by the United States Postal Service for a couple reasons. First of all, it's very trackable. Secondly, it's delivered discreetly to your mailbox. And thirdly, we know it's a crime stealing, but stealing out of a mailbox is a federal crime. So we try to bundle this up so that your client has the best experience and we give them white glove treatment. And the other important thing, folks, is delivery is free. There's no cost for delivery. Les, I think our chronic medication program, there's nobody in this industry that has a chronic medication program for maintenance drugs like we do.
No, not at all. And one of the things I want to make very clear too, that these drugs are the same drugs that you're going to get at Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, and Rite Aid. These aren't similar. These aren't something we found on the back of the truck somewhere, has some low inventory or expired medications or anything along those lines. We buy direct. And if John didn't make the point earlier, we are a pharmacy. We're a licensed pharmacy. If there's 64,000 pharmacies in America, now there's 64,001. We are just like any other pharmacy out there. The difference is that we've made our prices actually affordable. So these are literally the same medications bought direct from the manufacturer, as well as the distributors that Rite Aid, CVS, and Walmart are buying from as well. So this is a program that's second to none, pricing that you won't be able to find really anywhere else. And the speed is much like Amazon. We had to build this pharmacy from scratch. We didn't take some old pharmacy system or model and try to repurpose it and make it work for this. We started with a brand new building. state-of-the-art software, hardware, and technology to make all this the most efficient pharmacy in America for speed and getting the medications to the members as quickly as humanly possible. And as John said, this does represent, the list represents 90% of the most used drugs. Now, again, not just something we pulled out of a hat, but statistically, the most prescribed drugs. And it makes everything, like I said, it's a very well-rounded list. And if you search your drugs on our website or look at that formula, you'll find that 9 out of 10 you search for will be on the list, which is pretty amazing.
So we've covered the acute medications, which are the immediate need. We've covered the chronic medications, which are the maintenance drugs. But let's talk about the over-the-counter medications. We have the most used OTC medications in the country at some of the lowest prices in the industry. And the nice thing about it is there's no cost for delivery if you order them with a prescription. That's what we see a lot of, folks. If somebody may have a maintenance medication and they may want some acetaminophen or vitamin D or fish oil, they have a wide variety of vitamins and medications to choose from. However, if you just want to order vitamins separately or medication, you just want to get some acetaminophen and vitamin B or vitamin D or whatever you are looking for, you can order them separately, but in order to get free shipping, you need a $25 minimum. One of the things you're going to find, and when we go to the website, folks, and I think this is the beauty of the program, is the low pricing that you're going to see. So it's almost like you're trying to hit $25. It's almost like a BOGO. You go to one of these chains, and you see double or triple price, whereas you can get 2 or 3 times that same medication for the same cost as you're buying one medication. So I think our OTC program is very robust as far as the medications we cover, as well as the vitamins that are available to our members. Wouldn't you agree, Les?
I definitely agree. OTC, a lot of people don't realize how much it's actually used by the average person. We don't want to get caught up too in all the detail of like trying to scare you with having to spend 25. As John said, most of those orders typically are just as a nice add-on. So it's not a matter of, we just do that as a minimum because there is the shipping aspect of it, which also they ship for free. So the OTCs, like as you said, are very widely used and very well received by our customers. Matter of fact, to give you an example, if you buy a bottle of aspirin or Tylenol on an average 100 count, you'd spend anywhere from $8, $9 to $10 for a bottle of that. On our program, it's under $4. I think it's $3.99. An example of fexofenadine, which is Allegra, 28 pills for $28 at your local Walgreens. On our program, that same 28 pills is $9.95. So that's 1/3 of the cost on that particular one. So it's a dramatic savings, and it's really made so that you have a well-rounded medicine cabinet for everything you need. Especially when the pandemic came a couple of years ago, first 2 things that ran off the shelves were toilet paper and OTCs, because everyone was thinking to be preventative. So we want to make sure that we make those available and that we always have inventory.
Well, folks, we've talked about 3 of the 5 components in our program. And the one component that I want to talk about right now is probably the strongest component, because there's nobody else, and I'll go on record, there's nobody else in this market that covers diabetes like we do at Ars Care America. We cover type 2 as well as type 1 diabetes, and we're going to take a minute and talk about that right now, because I think it's important, and it's also exciting as to how we cover it. First of all, anybody that is a diabetic, whether it's type 1 or type 2, can receive a free glucometer, excuse me. It's a bilingual glucometer, and it's not some cheap, off-the-shelf one. It's a nice, meaty glucometer, 90 days worth of test strips, 90 days worth of lancets. But we take it a step further, folks, because diabetes is such a manageable condition. For oral medications, there's 16 oral medications, and most of you probably are familiar with metformin. It's probably the most common oral medication for type 2 diabetes. There are 16 oral medications that if you provide our pharmacy with a prescription, they are free, plus free shipping. That's a very strong statement to make, folks. free medications, and free shipping. That's how we cover type 2 diabetes. As far as type 1 diabetes, and we're talking about, folks, there's a number of different insulins out there. We right now work with Novolin, N, R, and 70/30 on a vial basis. If someone needs Novolin, they can purchase it through RX Care America, cheaper than anywhere in the nation, for $19.88 a vial. Now, some of you may be asking, well, what about the pen? What about the Flex pen? Well, guess what, folks? If you need Novolin, NR, or 70/30, you can purchase the Flex pen cheaper through RX Care America than anyone in the nation for $37.88. Les, would you like to take a minute and just talk about the importance of our diabetes program and where they can get it from?
Absolutely. So I don't want to be redundant, John. You covered that very well. One of the things I'll say about diabetes is it's a very deadly disease, unfortunately, but it's also a very manageable disease. So one of the reasons that we've made diabetes such a big focus on our program is that we want to take out any reason or any excuse not to test. Typically, the number one reason for not testing is cost. So we don't want cost to be a factor for so many Americans being affected by a disease that can actually be managed if they get medications cost effectively. Again, I don't want to rehash, but I'll just real quickly hit the highlights. Nobody is selling strips in America. Nobody, I'll repeat that, is selling strips at $3.50 for a pack of 50. It's virtually unheard of, and it's less than the wholesale cost. We're ultimately taking a loss on those just to make it available to our members, so it becomes kind of a nice value add. You can't get any cheaper than free on those top 16 oral medications. Again, these aren't just some throwaway drugs. These are ones that everybody's using if they're diabetic. Nobody's offering those for free. We're bringing that to the table for free. We get the free kit, the bilingual glucose meter, which is amazing. You're getting all that stuff at no cost to the member. And to take it a step further, John, to make your point of the insulin is a very obviously widely used and a very expensive product. You can purchase insulin up to $200-$400 a vial. We're selling at the lowest cost in America at $19.88. Now, it is a refrigerated product, and because it is a maintenance medication, it's typically a home delivery product. But because of the sheer cost of trying to refrigerate and ship an item like insulin, what we've done is we've partnered with Walmart as our exclusive distributor of our insulin. And at over 5,200 locations nationwide, you can go into any Walmart in America, present your card with your with your prescription, and leave there for $19.88 for a vial of insulin, as well as pens that John had referenced there as well. So this is a program that nobody's offering, and it becomes a very big part of our offering, our program detail. When people hear about it, it's very hard to believe, but I assure you, it's very real, and it's something that has a lot of people talking.
Unless I think 72, 73% of diabetics can take Novolin. Is that correct? That's
correct. So it's kind of considered the universal Novolin. I mean, obviously not everybody can take it. As you said, the number was about 73%. There's always, higher cost ones that some people gravitate towards, but this covers 73% of the diabetic population. So it is one that we focus on and bring available. And again, at that $19.88 price point. One thing to remember too, when it gets into the other insulins and other medications that are dramatically higher, cash paying customer or someone in this boat isn't typically spending the money anyways. So it's what's called an abandoned claim. 15% of all prescriptions are abandoned at the counter because when they get there, they find out the price. They end up passing because it's cutting too much into the family budget. So again, we want to take out that issue. We want to make sure that everybody can test and can take care of themselves because it is a manageable disease if monitored.
Thank you, Les. The fifth component of RX Care America is our pharmacy coaching and consulting. This is where a member can speak with a highly educated and well-trained pharmacist, and they can focus on the highest quality care for the members, your clients. And we see a lot of folks calling down that may have a particular prescription. They will consult or be coached by a pharmacist to see if there's more cost-effective alternatives than what they're taking. So this is a great value add. And if one of your clients doesn't really have a relationship with a local pharmacy, they can use the RX Care America pharmacy coaching and consulting program and develop the relationship with one of our pharmacists. Les, you're down at the pharmacy. I think this is a great value add, and I know the folks down there are always willing and able to work with the members and try to find the best resolve and give them the white glove treatment that they deserve.
Absolutely. Our pharmacy coaches are, even though we're a large 32,000 square foot facility here in Akron, we're just like your corner pharmacy. We don't want to take out that element. The pharmacist is the first line of defense, or that first almost direct primary care person these days, where everybody asks the questions, does my drug have an interaction? Do I need to take it with food? I've got this issue. What do you recommend? We're available for that. We've got licensed white coat pharmacists here on staff you can actually talk to up until 7 p.m. Eastern time every day. So it's not just a matter of you've got this, new pharmacy program, you don't know how to use it, or you're not sure how it works, or you've got a question. We're here and able for you to do that. We've got a full in-house staff of call center folks also that sort of triage if you just have questions about the program from an education standpoint, or if we need to look up your medication, or transferring prescriptions. Always a difficult task. And anytime it comes to leaving one pharmacy and going to another, it's like, oh, geez, I don't want to go through that process. Well, ease your pain and ease your members' pain. We take care of that for them. You don't have to do there's one step that your member has to do to transfer a prescription. That's giving us a prescription number. That's it. We take care of it from there. Sit back with their lemonade and let us do all the work. That's what we bring to the table from a user experience. The customer service experience in general is very white glove. It's very hands-free for the consumer. And we're here at any point for questions, answers, and concerns, and all those things in between. And, like I said, just like your corner pharmacy, we're here and willing to help.
And Les, since you're talking about the pharmacy, you want to maybe touch base and take a minute and talk about the patient assistance program that really correlates with the pharmacy coaching and consulting.
Absolutely. So the one thing that's nice about our patient assistance program, if you're not sure what that is, one, it's actually a team of folks who find opportunities and abilities for folks who didn't fit. So we always talk about the 90% of the drugs that are on our list. Well, there's another 10% then that you'd say, well, okay, you've got 90. What about the other 10? This is really where the patient assistance program kicks in. 9% are expensive brand name drugs, and 1% are specialty. So if you're watching TV at night, watching the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago, or whatever it is, and you're seeing all these catchy tunes for, excuse me, I'm taking a drink here, catchy tunes for commercials and things along those lines, those really represent the expensive brand name and specialty drugs. I mean, we're talking anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a month in some cases. Many people, if not anybody, I don't know anybody can actually afford $5,000 a month and be happy to pay that. So what we do, if you fall into the category of having a prescription that's in this 10% or an expensive specialty drug, our pharmacy coaches will then hand you off to our patient assistance program specialists. They do this every day. There's a lot, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, a lot of paperwork, but there's programs out there that manufacturers offer and opportunities where if you're it is need-based, and there's usually a 60 to 70% success rate as far as filling those medications at many cases free, in the cases of not free, very discounted for those members. So we step up to the plate, we find out their issues, their concerns, realize what the need is, and then we get the assistance program kicked in, and they take it from there and try to get these medications for your members, like I said, at a greatly reduced or free in many cases.
Unless the other option is, since we're talking about the 10%, and this might be a good segue, obviously the 10% are not going to be covered at $5. We all know that. You're not going to get a $5,000 drug for $5. But they also have the option of taking their RX Care America card down to their local pharmacy.
Yep.
and they will get a pre-negotiated discount on that prescription. If it's a $500, it may be $480, it may be $300. We don't know what it is, but they will get a negotiated discounted rate on those 10% that aren't covered by the RX Care America $5 program.
That's correct.
So I just wanted to make that available. Unless do you need to comment anything else about that, or are we good on that?
That's a good point to make. The reason that we can't quote the actual prices, believe it or not, and this is part of the reason that the pharmacy industry is so sketchy, if you will, is that every pharmacy in America, you could go to 4 different Walgreens on 4 different corners, all in the same city, and you're going to get a different price at every one of those locations. So what we have is a negotiated percentage off based on a sliding scale on what each particular drug is. So our card will gain you access still to get there's no holes in the program. You can get any prescription in America, but we focus on the top 90 that you can get at that $5 price point. Then the ones that fall outside of that, you would still present our card and get our pre-negotiated rate with them, at a discount. So you're going to save money than you would if you did not possess our card.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that input. Okay, let's see if we can get the screen to change here now. There we go. As we talked about before, this program was designed so that everybody in America can afford it. And that's why we didn't design it as an insurance product, because we'd have to add all the reserve costs, all the premium taxes, all the miscellaneous insurance costs that just really increase the premium dollars. Now, again, this isn't an insurance product, so we can't talk about premium dollars, but what we can say is that for single coverage, and there's fully insured programs out there that are charging between $60 to $150 for single coverage. With the RX Care America program, it's only $9.95. Single plus one, $14.95. It could be a spouse, it could be a child. And this is really the beautiful part, family. Some of these fully insured prescription programs out there are charging anywhere between $150 to $240 for family coverage. For our family program at RX Care America, it's only $19.95. So folks, when I say we designed this so that everybody in America can afford it, you can see it's right here in black and white. That's when I say you should never walk away from a sale, because price, I can't afford it, should never be an objection. So what I'd like to do now, folks, is take a minute and walk you through the RX Care America site, because I want you to see the formularies, because I think it's very important, because as we talked about before, we have 24 therapeutic classes. In the acute medications, we have 124 medications. In the chronic, we have 481 for a total of over 605 medications, which is unheard of. In addition to the other 10% that you can go down to your local pharmacy and get a discounted price point on. So give me a second to get everything situated here, folks, and we will get there. This is what the RX Care America site looks like, folks. It's very easy to navigate. It's very consumer friendly. And I'm going to take you through a couple tabs and a couple slides. We talk about how to fill the prescriptions for the consumer. The pharmacy helpline, this is what Les just spoke about. It's very simple. It's very easy. And we talk about our patient assistance program. There's an 800 number they can call. So we try to give your clients white glove treatment. We talked about free delivery. It can be trackable. And I know Les always gets on me about this. I like to manage people's expectations. I like to make sure that when I say 3 to 5 days, Les always says it takes a lot less than that, but we just like to manage people's expectations. If it gets there sooner, you guys are the superstars. So let's talk a little bit about the medications. We talked about the acute medications. There's 124 acute medications. And as you can see, here's some of them right here. We just kind of outline them. But, we're talking about allergy medications, antibiotics, antifungals, cardio, hypertension, coughs, anti-gout, anti-inflammatories, muscle relaxers, oral health, antibiotics. And I know I'm flipping back and forth, folks, but I just want to make sure that I cover everything for you. These are the most used medications in America, folks, that your clients are getting for $5 by presenting their RX Care America card, or if they want to print out their card, if they don't use their e-card, they can print it out and present it to the over 64,000 pharmacies nationwide. As far as chronic medications, and this is really something that I think we're all proud of, is, again, there's 24 therapeutic classes: ADHD, allergy, Alzheimer's, anti-rheumatic, cholesterol, cardiac, hypertension, anticoagulants, anticonvulsants, diabetes, gastrointestinal, antidepressants. We're seeing a lot of antidepressants, Les, wouldn't you say, coming out of the pharmacy since COVID?
Yeah, believe it or not, prior to COVID, 52% of all prescriptions that left our facility were antidepressant or antipsychotic. We're over 60% now on a daily basis. It's a staggering figure.
In addition to antidepressants, again, hormone replacements, men's health, migraines. Folks, I don't know of anywhere where you can get oral contraceptives for $5 a month. That's unheard of. Anti-gout, anti-Parkinson's, antipsychotic, osteoporosis, thyroid. The list just keeps going on and on and on, folks. There's 481 chronic medications on 24 therapeutic classes. This is a very strong program, folks, whether you're on the acute basis, meeting immediate need, or chronic basis. So let's take a minute and talk about the OTCs, or over-the-counter medications. And as we talked about before, we have some of the lowest prices in America on OTC medications. Tylenol, acetaminophen, which is essentially Tylenol. We have the same pills that usually go for $8, $9, $10 for $3.99. Chewable aspirin. On the vitamin side, B12, D3, fish oil. Folks, these are the most used over-the-counter medications in America that your clients are going to have access to. But as I said, really the feather in our cap is our diabetes program. And there's nobody in the country that takes care of diabetes like we do. As we both mentioned, Les and I, we have the free starter kit with a glucometer, the test strips, the lancets, and the 16 oral medications that are free to RX Care America members. And these are the medications right here. And if we scroll down, as we talked about before, we have insulin at the lowest price in America. $19.88, if you can see my cursor, for a vial, and $37.88 for a flex pen at over 5,200 Walmarts nationwide. You're not going to find that product, Novolin, NR or 7030, at those price points. But let's take it a step further, folks. I've always said the proof is in the pudding. Show me. Well, I'm going to type in something. This is where I live down here. This is within 3 miles. So hopefully it's going to work. There we go. There we go. I've got 2 pages of pharmacies within 3 miles of where I live, folks. And you folks can just go in and test it yourself. Just type in your local zip, and you're going to see how robust our pharmacy network is. So when we talk about not interrupting your clients' habits when it comes to their prescriptions, more than likely their local pharmacy is part of our network. And the beautiful thing about it, folks, is it's very simple and easy for a consumer, your client, to enroll. They pick one of the plans, they sign up, they populate it. It's a very easy enrollment process. And one thing I want to do real quick here before we go to the Q&A is I just want to take a minute because everybody that's part of RX Care America as an agent is going to get their own back office. And in your back office, you're going to be able to, if you have a hierarchy, view your hierarchy, your clients. You're going to be able to monitor your clients and your clientele base. You can see your personal sales, your e-wallet, what you've made real time in the month, every month it re-clears. Again, your personal sales. If you are recruiting, for those of you that are on the call, you're going to have your hierarchy right here. But there's two really extremely important components to your back office. The first is your replicated website. Everybody that's part of RxCare America will get their own personalized replicated website. Now, the site that we just went through, that I just took you through, that's a consumer site. Obviously, we've created a test agent by the name of Scott Leonard, and he's created a test replicated site. And I'm just going to click on this just to show you what it looks like. It looks identical to the consumer site, with the exception of, if you can follow my cursor to the left, you see this left vertical tab, it will have your name on it. That's how you know it is your website. And if you click on it, it's going to have all three programs, and you can browse all of them, which will take you to the enrollment process. Or again, you can go to the enrollment process and enroll. So for instance, I'm just going to really self-populate it real quick here, just to show you how simple and how easy this is. Now, the nice thing about it is, folks, if your client has questions during the enrollment process, guess what? Your contact information is going to be right here. If your contact information is there, you're not on your replicated site. And the beauty of the replicated site, folks, is the fact that the system knows that this is your client. So it's going to ledger it to your back office. It's going to ledger it to your commissions. That's the importance of having your own replicated site. Now, if you want to name it after yourself, John at RxCare America, or let's say you have Acme Agency at RxCare America, you're going to create the name for your replicated site in your agent application process. And again, your client goes to checkout. It's simple, it's clean, it's easy. The second way to take an application, and the replicated site, folks, is used if you, let's say you're doing mass marketing or you just want to send it to somebody. We have a lot of folks that send out emails to their clients with a little letter. Hey, this revolutionary, this game-changing prescription program. Take a look at it. If you like it, let's get you going, type of a thing. However, let's say you're doing a health application or an accident or a life application, and you have the client information right there. Well, then, folks, what you're going to do is you're going to go to what's known as the agent assist. This is just like taking a normal application on a client, where you're going to put John Smith, name, address. You're going to put their credit card information in. You are doing the inputting under the agent assist program, as opposed to the other way, where the client, it's a self-enroll, as we call it. So you have a self-enroll for the client, or you can do an agent assist where you are manually doing the inputting, just like you're taking an application for health or life or any other miscellaneous supplemental product. And we're seeing a lot of agents that are using the agent assist because they're bundling this with the other products they sell. So I just wanted to give you a quick 30,000 square foot snapshot of what your back office looks like. Now, just so you know, when you do fill out your paperwork for RxCare America, the back office administrator, and that's not through us, we have a third party that administers this. He administers your back office. He hosts your replicated site. He takes care of the payroll processing. Just so you know, they do charge $18 a year, or basically it breaks down to $1.50 a month. So you're going to see an $18 charge for the back office fee. So let me get back to the, get out of here real quick. Now, Rob, I think we're kind of done right now. Does anybody have any questions that Les and I can entertain?
Yep. John and Les, great job presenting our product. Very exciting. Definitely is a game changer. We do have a lot of great questions that came in from everybody on the call. We've got some questions on commissions. So guys, there are a few different levels. I dropped the link in there for if you're an independent agent working alone. You can click that link right now and get started. The commission percentage is listed there in the contract. If you are an MGA and you have, or an FMO and you have, a group of agents that are working underneath you, you can email me directly at rob@acmgsales.com. And I'd love to set up an introduction call and discuss, how we can help you and your organization grow your business. We've got some good questions though on the products. Let me go through these. We got a couple questions from Chantel and Geronimo about adding the link to their own personal website. John, unless you guys want to jump into that real quick.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Rob, and that's a very good question. And folks, thanks for asking that question. We have, obviously, you folks are really getting in on the ground floor, and that's the exciting part for us. But we have had folks that will take their replicated site link and pop it onto their website. So this is your back office, folks. This is your replicated site. So how you choose to market it, and I think that's a very good idea because you're creating more eyeballs and more exposure for not only yourself but for RX Care America. So I think that's a great idea, Robin, and I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Guys, back to that also. I mean, this is the ground floor. Everybody on this call, it's a huge opportunity for you. Not besides all the lives you're going to be able to change and all your clients and all that. But there's an opportunity to, grow together on this. John, we have another question from Geronimo. Can we get a login ID to play and review the formularies? I think we covered that. They can view that on the website, correct? And of course, once you guys click,
just go to www. I'm sorry, Rob. But just go to www.rxcareamerica.com.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it. We're not trying to hide anything. We're full disclosure. Our formulators are right there for everybody to see. There's other prescription programs out there that it's you have to know the password and it's double secret probation in order to find the formulators. We're full disclosure. We're proud of our formulators. We're proud of the RX Care America program. So please knock yourself out. I think that's a great idea. Become familiar with the formulators for your clients.
Agreed. Great question from Anna. The prices for the program are per month or per year. So guys, that is per month. And you guys seen the prices that we showed. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, we're practically giving it away. Definitely a game changer on that with the prices. Is the monthly cost for the first 12 months all paid to the agent as the commission? Dixon, I'm not sure I totally understand that, but yeah, the member pays a monthly cost and the agent is paid a commission out of that monthly cost. And it is level renewals on the product. As long as they're a member, you as the agent keep on getting paid. Is there an age limit of like 23 for dependents in a family plan? That's a good question from Brandon. John, you want to dive into that real quick? Any age limits?
Yeah,
I'll take it, John.
Let's go ahead. You can take that. I've been monopolizing the call. I'll give you a little bit of time here.
Yeah, you're fine. So yeah, the families, it's actually very loose, and I don't mean loose like you can bring your neighbors on board, but if you've got 15 children, we actually have a family of Amish folks. They have 14 children. We had to give them three cards. Now we define children as actual, dependents as the government would identify them. If your child is 26 or younger, they're on the program and in the family. That's not a problem. They would fall under the family plan, and it does not matter how many children you actually have. Where it wouldn't fly is if you're trying to bring in other neighbors, friends, and family. Obviously, you stick to the general family. But yes, up to 26 years old.
Yeah,
and let me just add on to that real quick. I know there's a number of ID cards, health cards, that may only have the principal or the owner. With our cards, folks, the RX Care America card, everybody is listed, their name, John, Mary, little Johnny, little Susie on the card. And I think that's really important for a lot of people because they want to see their whole family as opposed to just, the principal or the owner of the policy on the card. So that's another value add is the fact that everybody that is part of that family is going to appear on the card.
Hey, John, just to take that a step further, it's not even just a matter of having names printed on the card. That's obviously nice. But the reason that is because this is an actual process claim. So when you go pick up your prescription for Johnny or Susie or mom or dad, they're looking at their profile. They're making sure that there's no drug interactions, allergies, medical conditions all display. It is a process claim, so that it's not just a coupon like you've seen dropped out of a plane before. This is a legitimate program in every sense of the word.
Yeah, agreed, guys. We got a question from, I believe, Chantel, in regards to chargebacks. So guys, this product, the commissions are paid as earned. So there is no advance. So therefore there is no chargebacks involved. I hope that answers it for you guys. Some other people asking about the link. I've dropped it in the chat. I'm going to redrop it again in the chat for you guys. If you click that link right there, that's the link to get started and get access to the program and your site and all that. Good question from Rhonda. Will more drugs be added? Les, I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, not a problem. So here's how it works. We always look at usage when it comes to pharmaceuticals. Well, the way we've created our list right now represents 90% of all the drugs. It's repetitive. I know we've said it a few times, but the only way that we've always grown our formula over the last, we've been in business about going on 5 years now. And every year we've actually increased it by a handful here and there. What it is that's the most used drug. So unless a drug that's not on the list becomes a high utilizer, meaning we see a bunch of orders come in, it wasn't on the list, and we have a reason to add it. Yes, we always add drugs, but just so you know, these weren't just picked out of a hat. They're already statistically figured out into the top 90%. So if there becomes an outlier that wasn't used a lot last year, and for some reason, let's say there's some new miracle cure or something and everybody's using it, of course, we're always adding medications to that list. But we've statistically created the list based on the amount of use. So that's how the list was actually created. And of course, we're always reviewing that.
Got it. Awesome, Les. Question from Rhonda. Testosterone is a big one that's not covered very well in most Medicare plans. Thoughts on that, Les?
Well, it's typically a controlled substance for that reason. We're not just handing those things out. And if it's something that's not on our list, if you remember the comment we made earlier, it can still be purchased. It just would go through your local pharmacy at a discounted rate. But it's not something we offer. It doesn't fall into the top 90% of drugs utilized.
Got it. Agreed. Question from Reagan. If there's a household member, not a child, say nephew, will he be considered as a family member under 26, or will he have to get his own plan?
Well, technically, it wouldn't be a family member because he is a nephew. Wouldn't be a dependent. If you're not claiming him on his taxes, technically not a dependent. Now, I will say this: if that child or another child, even in your family's over 18, they get their own. It's one account or it's one membership. They would also get their own essential account to log in from a HIPAA standpoint. So they do have their own info. But at that price point of $9.95, that nephew would be a single and could have his or her own account.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You definitely cannot beat the price points that we have, guys. Donna maybe showed up late. We did cover this in the beginning, but can this program work with medical insurance, Medicare, ACA employer plan, etc.?
It's basically it's an add-on or an augmented product that you can add to that. So if you've got insurance, and what we like to use the term underinsured or functionally underinsured, you may have a huge deductible and you're never getting to, or you don't get to right away, and you're overpaying for your medications along the way until you reach that point. This takes out 9 out of 10 prescriptions. This is going to take out and make your medication $5.
Yep. Want to thank my girl Sandra right here. She already signed up and she just shared with everybody how easy it is. You guys click that link I dropped in, you sign up, and you already have your back office. You're ready to go. You can start offering our RX program to your prospects and clients today, guys. Very easy. John and Les, we all did a great job in putting this together, making it as user-friendly as possible. Can't beat it, guys. When we enroll
Rob,
go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
I just want to say, Les and I, we do appreciate Acmg allowing us the opportunity today. We are excited, and we hope after your folks and your team here have heard what we had to say, that they're just as excited.
Agreed. We have a question from Anna. When we enroll as an independent agent, is the $18 automatically deducted immediately?
Yes.
So guys, we did cover that. There is to get appointed and start offering the product. There is an $18 charge. That covers the cost of your website and all that stuff, your back office and all that. I mean, that's a very minimal cost to get started, especially with the amount of production and additional revenue that you can bring in for yourself and your company. Rhonda asked if are all the drugs generic? You want to jump into that, Les?
Yep, absolutely. 87% of all drugs are prescribed on a daily basis are generic. Don't be confused with the word generic, by the way. It does not mean inferior. That means those are no longer under patent and they are produced now by multiple sources. So a brand name drug simply means this is a company who has a patent on it. They've used their specific brand. And once that patent expires, other companies take those medications and they reproduce them with the same components, and they sell them in masses at a much lower price. The reason brand name drugs are so expensive is because as American consumer, we're paying for all the research and development and all those expensive commercials that you see on TV. So generic does not mean inferior. Generic means just out of brand and out of patent. Like I said, 87% of drugs prescribed every day are generic. So yes, this program focuses on generic medications and brings them to you at the low price point of $5 per month.
Guys, I just dropped the link in. I'm going to drop the link in again in the chat because we've got a lot of questions coming in. But this link is for independent brokers that want to get started today and get activated today. I'm going to drop my email directly for, I'm sorry, we actually went to Matthew. Let me just put this in there real quick. I'm going to drop my email also for our MGAs and FMOs, any call center operators. You can reach out to me directly to discuss the MGA contracting levels. We do have multiple levels available to address all types of organizations, and we're all looking forward to helping everybody grow their business. Do we have any? We're gonna take a few more questions, guys, and wrap this up. A question from John: do we have any marketing material that can be shared on Facebook on a Facebook business page? Les, John, any
Yeah,
thoughts?
we have some brochures. Yeah, we have some brochures that we can get to. Actually, we're going to be putting them in the back office. We just had to finalize a couple things, and they're going to be available in the agent back office probably, if not by the end of this week, by the beginning of next week. So
we have a whole host of marketing materials that we'll make available, as John said, including Facebook posts, social media posts, things along those lines. They'll already be approved content and design. All you'll have to do is get them from your back office and utilize them across your various platforms.
Awesome, guys. Question from Dwayne: minimum payment for commissions on a monthly basis, and how are commissions paid? Guys, thoughts on that?
Okay. Yeah, well, the minimum payment, since we use an e-wallet program, and basically the financial institution that is doing the commissions, they have a minimum requirement of $100 commission check. They're not going to cut a check for $5 to somebody. So essentially, the minimum commission that is payable is $100. And obviously, the nice thing about it is, as you start writing business and the more and more business, you're building a very lucrative book of business because, as Rob said, it's level commissions. It's not front-end loaded where you're going to get the big bump the first year and then peanuts years 2 through whatever. As long as the business stays on the books, you're going to get level commissions. And to us, we designed that program because the persistency on the product is unbelievable, isn't it?
Our retention rate is dramatic. I mean, people get on this program and they don't leave because they've been paying $100, $200, $300 for prescriptions. Now they're getting for $5. So it's the oh my gosh moment. I didn't believe it, and I received my first prescription, and wow, that was surprising. So they stick around. It's at a $10 or whatever whatever scale they buy in at, whether it's family, single, or whatever. A price one prescription can pay for the entire annual spend. So the retention rate is high. So if you're getting people on the books, typically they stay on. It's kind of like Planet Fitness. even if they're not utilizing it during the summer months or whatever it is, the sick season, obviously a lot higher utilization, or if it's a chronic user using all year round, that's an easy $10 just to be on the credit card every month. So a lot of people hang on board, and there's not a lot of cancellations, which is great for everybody who's selling the product.
Agreed. Guys, just real quick on the question on the commissions from, looks like LA. If as an example, the family plan is $19.95, the agent's getting 25% commission of that. They're getting 25% of that amount. There's no non-commissionable fees. Please clarify that, guys.
No, yeah, it is what it is. It's 25% of $9.95, $14.95, or $19.95.
Yep. Awesome, guys. We're going to wrap this up, guys. A few more questions. Dwayne has a question. Co-branding available for organization. I think we kind of covered that. The websites, your links can be, put on your own personal website and all that. And once you guys sign up, you do create your own personal URL. Like for us, it's ACMG Sales, RX Care America. So Dwayne, I hope that answers your question. Rona had a question about what if drugs cost is already under $5. I would say, Rona, then they probably won't need the RX program. But Les, do you want to just jump into that for a second?
It's actually very rare that they are, and if they are, typically they're not using the card for that particular prescription. So, for example, if you said, "Hey, look, I went to Walgreens and it was a nominally drug. It was $4.88, and it was going to be $5 on our program," Ronna, go ahead and just pay the $4.88. Then it's lesser than the $5.
Yeah, exactly.
And our card also offers a discount. So let's say it was $4.88. You're going to get another additional, whatever percentage that is off on that particular drug. So maybe it's $3.88 or $3.68 or whatever it is. That's what happens in that case.
All right, guys, one last question from Rhonda and Ed. They're saying the site says a 21-day supply. I know we covered this in the beginning, but do you guys want to just jump into that again?
Yeah, I'll take it. So 21-day supply, guys, is what we're considering acute medication, meaning that's a short-term illness, sickness, rash, whatever that might be. Your doctor only prescribes 21 days on something like that. If it goes over 21 days, then it turns into a chronic condition, meaning, hey, you got diabetes and you're going to use it for the rest of your life, or you've got a heart condition, or you've got a GI problem or whatever. Those that are 90-day supplies, and that's typically what the length of time a doctor would prescribe for that chronic medication. So 21-day identifies as an acute medication. Acute really means, if you look it up, means short-term or immediate. That's what acute is, and that's why it's only 21 days. If it goes beyond that, it becomes a chronic condition.
You got it, Ed. No problem. That was a good question. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. John and Les, unbelievable job presenting our program. I thought it was a great presentation, great turnout today. I think we're actually full for most of the call, up to 100 brokers. Guys, any questions, you can email agentservices@acmgsales.com. I did drop the link again for the brokers that want to get started and start offering our program today. For our MGAs, call center owners, for any questions or that type of contracting, email me directly at rob@acmgsales.com. And I did drop that in the chat box also. Everybody, we're looking forward to helping you guys grow your business. And this is just so exciting. It's a game changer. I see Sandra said she already sold one of our programs to a member. See how fast that is? Signed up literally like 15, 20 minutes ago and already sold. Awesome, Sandra. Thank you so much. Guys, we're looking forward to helping everybody grow their business, and happy Thursday, and hope everybody has a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.